Welcome as we get ready for tonight's County Commission meeting of September the 16th, 2019. And again, if you cannot join us tonight in person, we hope that you'll watch our TV channel. And we're thankful for our channel and the way they bring the education and what's going on in Wilson County to all the citizens of Wilson County. Tonight will be a meeting as we begin, and we'll start a little bit with the suicide prevention program that happened last month, really, and will be mentioned tonight. I think it's so important that we educate the public about the warning signs of suicide and spread the word of what help is available out there. And two people that have really done a great job with this is Ms. Brenda Harper and Mr. Nathan Miller, which have done a proclamation. And we gathered all the mayors last month at the courthouse and had breakfast and signed this and talked a little bit about what's going on. And as my pastor said yesterday, I think he said that the second leading cause of death for teens right now is suicide. So we want to make sure that the public is aware that there is help out there. You can contact, again, Ms. Brenda Harper or Mr. Nathan Miller, or you can go to www.tspn.org. That's tspn.org to find out more information. If you know of anything or you see of anything going on, please reach out and help someone there. Tonight's meeting, of course, will be the meeting of September the 16th, and Commissioner Dan Walker will have the prayer and pledge for tonight's meeting. We will have some special recognition. Commissioner Justin Smith will do the National Recovery Month resolution as it's combined with Drug Free Wilco and Susan Shaw and their group, and so we look forward to hearing that. Several other commissioners have joined in as co-sponsors, and so we thank them for doing that. There will be another special recognition that I will have to leave off until next month because it is a surprise, but we look forward to having that as well. Tonight we will do voting as we do for the first part of the year in September. We'll vote for the commission chairperson tonight, the commission chairperson pro tem, and then they'll vote for 4 budget members. That process is simple. It takes 13 members to vote for a budget member. So they'll be asked to vote for 4 members in the beginning for budget committee. And the one that receives a majority of 13 votes becomes a budget member. If you have a tie or if you do not have enough majority votes of 13 members, then the lowest person that got the score rolls off the list, and then we re-vote again. But we'll do that tonight for budget. We'll also do that for Finance Committee. We appreciate both of these committees because they're definitely committees that are outside of the norm. It's elected by their peers. We thank them for serving. It is a tremendous amount of responsibility to be on those committees, and so we thank them for willing to step up and take on a little bit extra. Tonight we'll have the Commission confirm my appointment if they choose to do so for the Ethics Committee. It's a 1-year term. Tonight we will ask them to commission the Commissioner Terry Ash, Commissioner Mike Kurtz, Commissioner Chris Dow, Commissioner Cindy Bannock, and Mr. Earl Ray, and that will make up the Ethics Committee. On the Industrial Development Board, we will fill the unexpired term of the late Mr. Gordon Bone, and we will ask them if they would consider Mr. Jay Morris for that position. On the Water and Wastewater Authority, they are to confirm 1 appointment there. This is a 5-year term. And under the utility districts, just so the public will know, what normally happens there now by law is that the utility districts will send us their nominee. They normally send me 3. The one at the top is who they asked me to submit as their nominee for that board member. It's elected by the people that are their members, the people that buy taps from them. And so on the Water Authority Board, Mr. Chris Luber, their director, said Ms. Trevina Holden will be the person that will serve that 5-year term tonight if the commission chooses to do so there. We'll have reports, of course, as always, from our Director of Schools and our Sheriff, and then we'll move on into the committee's reports. And then we have 3 resolutions tonight to consider and 1 open public meeting about the rezoning that's going to happen on Maple Hill Road. The first resolution tonight will be with the increase in adequate facility tax. That is a tax that is put on a new home that's being brought into Wilson County, and that tax is used to pay for the infrastructure strains that happen because of that new home being built in Wilson County. It is $3,000 as it is today, with $1,000 going to capital projects and $2,000 going to debt service. They will increase it to $7,500. They'll keep the same ratio there, in that they'll put a third of it towards capital projects. And capital projects builds things like WEMA stations, jails, convenience centers, courthouse renovations. The debt service normally goes, 96% of that goes to build schools, and so therefore that's what you'll see with the 2/3 of that amount of vote there. It does take 17 members to approve that increase, and so that will be on the docket tonight. The second would be to increase building permit fees for commercial fee structure, and that is a small increase on those, but has not been adjusted in quite some time either. If you go back to the adequate facility tax, it was actually enacted in 2003 for $1,000. In 2005, they tripled it to $3,000. Since 2005, they really have not touched it at all. 14 years ago was the last time they touched that one. On the building permits, I think it's been well over 7 years or so since they've actually increased the building permits. The last resolution to come before us tonight will be a resolution just of putting things in the audit to clarifications or corrections. If you remember, we purchased the 6 acres in the church behind the jail about a year ago, and we paid the first payment there. But we have 2 other payments to make, and so they'll put those in what they call a capital outlay note for tonight and get that approved. The purchase has already been approved, the deal has already been done, but auditors ask that you make a capital outlay note for any expenditures coming up in the future. And so that will be what we'll do with those 2 last payments, you may say. And then the last thing is 150 acres out on Maple Hill Road that will come before the commission for rezoning tonight. We will have a public hearing before we talk about that rezoning to let the public speak. And then once that's over, they can speak for or against it, of course. And when that's over, then the commissioner normally of the district will make a recommendation for or against, and the county commission will discuss and either approve or deny that rezoning. And then after that, we will conclude our meeting. So we do thank you for watching today, and hope you get a chance maybe to come tonight and be with us. If not, watch on TV, of course, as always. And not only this, but we have the budget and education committees that Ms. Teresa puts out there, as well as a lot of other good information as they continue to try to explain government and the process to our citizens. Again, thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have a good day.